It is now a pleasure to invite a member of our congregation who has studied the art of Jewish storytelling to share with us a tale for this Shabbat and some meaning behind it. Paul Platt, otherwise known as Magid Pinchas.
Shabbat Shalom. Torah portion for this week is Ve'et Hanan, second portion in the book of Deuteronomy. It contains a couple of very notable things. One of them is a repetition of the Ten Commandments, and the other is the Shema, very famous passage. We have the Shema, and following it, the Va'ahavta. Every service we have, we say these words. We chanted them earlier. But do we ever think about what they mean? Va'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, v'chol levavcha, u'v'chol nafshecha, u'v'chol me'odecha. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Love is an emotion. How can we be commanded? This is a mitzvah. How can we be commanded for an emotion? We can be commanded to not steal. We can be commanded to visit the sick. These are actions. It's easy to understand. Following the command to love is with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might. It doesn't tell us what we're supposed to do. It tells us how we show the love, but it doesn't tell us any of the things we should do to make that happen. So how many of you are aware of the Baal Shem Tov? Yeah, good, there's some people. It's the founder of the Hasidic movement from the early 18th century. And there's a story about the Baal Shem Tov. Baal Shem Tov heard from heaven that there was a shepherd, a simple shepherd, who served God better than he did. Now, he always wanted to meet this shepherd. So he found out where he could find him, had the horse hitched up to his wagon, had a couple of his disciples come with him, and they set off to find this shepherd. Well, they got to a pasture, and there was a hill in the middle, and halfway up the hill, there was a shepherd. And he was calling his flock with his shepherd horn and taking them to a trough to be watered. Baal Shem Tov and his disciples found a place where they could watch, and they watched this shepherd. As the sheep were drinking, he looked up. Master of the universe, I'm a simple man, ignorant and unlearned. I don't know how to pray. I don't know how to praise you. I was orphaned as a child, and I don't know any Torahs. I grew up with Gentiles. But I have my shepherd's horn, and I can blow on it like a shofar. And I'll blow on it a long note to proclaim that the Lord is God. And with that, he took a deep breath, and he put the horn to his lips, and he blew the longest, loudest, clearest note that anyone had ever heard. And he kept blowing, and he kept blowing, and he kept blowing, until finally he collapsed on the ground, totally exhausted. In a little while, he recovered, and he got up. And again, master of the world, I'm a simple shepherd. I don't know how to pray. What more can I do for you? All I know how to do is sing shepherd songs. And with that, he started to sing these beautiful shepherd songs. And he sang beautifully. And for a long time, until again, he was totally exhausted. And he fell down on the ground. Well, it takes him a little time. He gets up. And again he looks up. Master of the world, What does it matter that I blew on my horn and sang shepherd songs when you are so great? What more can I do for you? And he stands there. I know there is something else I can do. So he goes in the field and he stands on his head and he starts waving his feet wildly in the air. And then he gets up and he turns somersaults, one after the other, over and over and over and over again. He's turning the somersaults until he totally exhausts himself and he collapses on the ground unconscious. Now the Baal Shem Tov and his disciples are over watching this, and they're amazed by what they're seeing. Again, the shepherd recovers, and he gets up, and he says again, Master of the universe, Master of the world, what more can I do for you? There is something. Yesterday, the noble that owns the sheep gave a feast for all of his servants. And at the end of the feast, he gave each of us a silver coin. I'm going to give that coin to you, O God, because you are so great. You created everything, and you fed everything. Even me, Moshe, the simple shepherd. And with that, he takes the coin and he throws it up in the air. The Baal Shem Tov then sees a hand coming down from heaven to accept the coin. And he turns to his disciples and he says, this shepherd has shown me how to fulfill the verse, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. May we too learn from this simple shepherd what it means to serve God. Shabbat Shalom.